exhibit at the Utah Natural History Museum showcases Cambodian culture.
As Carol Makita found out, it was a big moment for the Cambodian community in Utah, which has been preserving their culture for the past 20 years through dance.
Every Sunday at the Utah Cambodian Community Temple, dancers young and old practice these ancient moves.
It's not just a dance, it's not just a performance, it's a whole story. It's a way to explain the things that happened way back when.
Explanations that take very precise steps to tell.
All of our hand movements have a specific meaning, depending on the role you're playing.
Otherwise, the meaning of the dance can get lost. The Khmera Dance Troupe does this as a way of holding on to a culture that formed thousands of miles away from Utah and several centuries before.
It's important to preserve it because in the 1970s, we almost lost it because 90% of the dancers were executed during the reign of Pol Pot.
Under the rule of Pol Pot, the Khmer Rouge killed between 1.5 and 2 million people in a 5-year span during the 1970s.
Our parents can't even talk about it because of PTSD.
Londa Leung started dancing with the troupe when she was in 3rd grade. She'd been on a 3-year hiatus from this group until recently.
It meant so much to the community and to myself that I really had to come back and showcase what the Cambodian culture here in Utah can do.
That showcase came in late October at the Utah Natural History Museum on the day the museum opened its exhibit titled Angkor, which details the Cambodian people's history and culture.
I don't know how to describe it, but just to have artifacts in the same building where I'm performing is something I didn't think would ever happen.
The Khmer Rouge put an emphasis on destroying artifacts from previous rule, which makes the 100 or so Cambodian artifacts displayed here at the museum important to the Cambodian community of Utah.
I have a hard time wanting to go back to the home country of my parents because I have this guilt where I feel like I had the better life, and it's so hard for me to want to go back and experience all that.
Through the dance performances, Cambodians in Utah hold on to their culture.
Seeing their looks on their faces when their grandkids are performing these dances, it's kind of priceless. Just seeing that little smile, the little tear that beads up in their eyes.
And now, while the exhibit is on display at the Natural History Museum, they can share in celebrating their culture without having to mourn the reign that tried to erase it.
I think it's just a great way to talk about the amazing culture that the Cambodians have without necessarily having to focus on the negative portions of it.
After 20 years, performing at the exhibit's opening was a big moment for the dance troupe.
We started out with Party City Crowns, and here we are with all this love and support.
Carol Makita, KSL 5 News.